Hello everybody. Well, I just wanted to bring you another remedy. I haven't done much this week. The reason for that is because last Sunday I got a 3rd-degree burn and it was very deep, and so it's been very sore. But I wanted to tell you the way that I treated it. Now, the first thing I did was I put yellow mustard on it. Now, I don't eat mustard. I only keep it for burns. I learned this working in fast food, and then as I have delved into remedies, the reason why this is such an excellent burn treatment is because the vinegar in it is an antibacterial and antiviral. It is an astringent. Then the mustard in this itself, the mustard plant, is one of those that's antibacterial and highly beneficial to many different things. So I kept coating the burn with that. Then I would alternate with ice packs as well. That's very important. You need to keep the wound as cool as you can. You need to take the heat out of it as soon as you can, because that is what causes the blistering and the tissue damage. So I kept that going. I did also put some witch hazel on it. Now, what I'm doing now, because I simply did not think of it at the time, I have plenty of red dock, the Plantago, the broadleaf plantain. I have now started me an infusion that is the Plantago, and I have poured the rest of my witch hazel into there. And then what I'll do is I'll strain it out, I'll pour this back into the bottle, relabel it, and keep it in there as a burn or skin treatment. So that is something that you can do. And Plantago, broadleaf plantain, is one of those that people try to poison and get rid of in their yards, and it's an extremely beneficial plant inside and out. So I would encourage you to go out and pull as many leaves as you can. It doesn't take much. I just had a little handful of dried leaves that was, you know, just in a bag, still dried. I just put it all in the blender, chopped it up real good. Have it in, this is the leftovers in the little jar right there. But I put some in here and then poured my witch hazel over it, and then what I'll do is I'll just keep shaking that up and let it get infused really good. So red dock is one of those things that can be used for envenomations. Now this is the broadleaf plantain. This is what has saved every one of my brown recluse and black widow bites. This is what I use when I treat other people with brown recluse and black widow bites. That's extremely common in our area, is brown recluse bites, and I have become known as the spider lady because I was bitten and I died and I came back, and I've been bitten more and more and more, and now I know that this herbal treatment is better by far than anything that can happen in the hospital. It immediately stops that rotting of the flesh. Now, the other thing is once the heat leaves out of the wound, and it's got to be all gone from even the surrounding area, I started putting a salve that is a Plantago broadleaf plantain salve, and all it is it is infused. The leaves are infused, and I cook them with a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of olive oil, and then beeswax, and I put that all in here and I let that set. Now I've had that, and I keep all these in the refrigerator, and the reason for that is because it's cool. Then that is something cool that gets put immediately on the skin. But I wanted to say that you have to wait until all that heat is gone out of the wound before you put an oil on that. The oil will trap in the heat and cause more tissue damage and more blistering because the heat can't release. The oil is trapping it in. That's why putting butter on a burn is one of the worst things that you can do to a burn. So I have that made up, and listen y'all, again, I'll try to start while it's hot as the surface of the sun. I may start showing y'all some remedies how to make them here in the kitchen. It's just you just put, you know, a cup of olive oil in a pan, then pour your herbs over in there, and then you turn it on low. You don't want it to boil. You want it on that simmer, just like we do with the wild lettuce. You want it on a simmer. You want it to slow cook, and then you add you some other things in there if you're making a salve, if there's different herbs you're adding, and you just slow cook it. And then that beeswax is what gives it kind of a solid, it's kind of a solid so that you can dip in there, and then that's healthy as well. I can smell, I put a little tea tree oil in there. I can smell that. And so then, after I have been using this very heavily all week, I realized that there's going to be a scar. There's going to be a really bad scar, more than likely. But to reduce the scarring, I made me another salve. Now this is the broadleaf plantain, the Plantago, stachys, which is the woolly lamb's ear, turmeric, which is your big active ingredient there, and honey. Turmeric and honey reduce scars. Whenever I get real ruddy because I'm a redhead, I do a face mask with coconut oil and turmeric, and I just brush it on my face with like one of those basting brushes. I leave it on for about 15 minutes. I wipe it off, and it actually has kind of a bleaching agent to it too. Turmeric and honey together are excellent for reducing scarring and blemishes. So I made that, and again I put some beeswax in there so that it makes it a little more solid. So I've got that going, and so I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Now on the turmeric, all I used was the powdered turmeric, the ground turmeric that you buy in the store. That's all I used. It is not easily available here in my area. You can find it in some stores, but not my area. So that's all that is. It's just that powdered turmeric that you can purchase. Now, I wanted to bring that remedy to you. I'm also going to be reviewing with y'all how to make ginger bugs. Now, this is my treat to myself throughout the summer and winter and any other time. But it is a fermentation process, and what you do is you use filtered water, you use raw sugar and ginger, just ginger slices, and you can add whatever fruit you want to, but you don't have to. You let it ferment, and you start seeing the bubbles. It takes a day or two. It's not very long. You do the same thing with the coffee filter with the ring around it, and what it does is it ferments, and it makes a bubbly, fizzy drink that is good for you. It's not bad for you. It doesn't have all those preservatives in it like the store-bought sodas does, and you can make any variety of flavors. I have a bag of nectarines that I'm going to be doing this with. I went and got me some ginger at the store, and blackberries are my favorite to use. Strawberry and blackberries are my favorite to use for these ginger bugs. And then, of course, just the ginger itself. And this is something you can do all year long. And it's good for you to, if you want to treat your kids, but you want something healthy, this is a much better option than store-bought sodas. And they're getting that fizzy, sparkly, sweet flavor, but the ginger is healthy for them. Whatever fruit you use is healthy for them. Raw sugar is not bad for you, and it's a minimal amount. It's not much at all. I put a, it's right at a tablespoon. What is that? Yeah, I put 1 tablespoon of raw sugar in there each day, and that's all I do. And right now is a real good time because with the heat it'll ferment faster, and my kitchen is on the southwest corner of the house, so it gets warm real fast. But that's actually kind of an overview for you. It's that simple, and you just leave it set. I do have some videos on making ginger bugs, so just you can review in my video list. It's about this time last year, I think it was. And so until my next video, y'all have a good day, and God bless you.